Hey, I'm Nancy Cavey, National ERISA and Individual Disability Attorney. Welcome to Winning Isn't Easy. Before we get started, the Florida Bar tells me I have to give you a legal disclaimer. So I'm going to give you that disclaimer. This podcast is not legal advice, but nothing will ever prevent me from giving you an easy to understand overview of the disability insurance world, the games that disability carriers play, and what you need to know to get the disability benefits you deserve. So off we go. Do you have multiple sclerosis? If so, this episode is for you. Now, if you don't have MS, I still think there are some valuable takeaways that you can learn from that may be applicable to your case because disability carriers play the same games, if you will. I've talked about MS before in other episodes, but I want to do another episode because this is just a hot topic. Today, I'm going to talk about three things. Number one, what are the common MS symptoms that disability carriers look for in your medical records? Two, how does stiffness, spasticity work or apply, if you will, in your multiple sclerosis claim? And three, what visual issues are important in your MS ERISA disability claim? So let's take a break before we get started. Welcome back to Winning Isn't Easy. Stiffness, spasticity, and your multiple sclerosis disability claim. Did you know that over 80% of people with MS have some form of spasticity, and it often involves tightness or pain in a limb? This can be constant, it can be episodic, and you might have increased muscle tone with involuntary movement. You probably have pain, and you certainly have discomfort. And this can impact your hands, your arms, your low back, and your legs. And the involvement of any one of these areas, or even multiple areas, can make it difficult, if not impossible, for you to perform the material and substantial duties of your occupation or any other occupation. Now, I will tell you, disability carriers don't often understand the causes, effects, or the types of spasticity, and they tend to downplay or even minimize the functional impacts of spasticity. I will tell you, they certainly don't understand the cause of spasticity. So, what is the cause of spasticity in an MS diagnosis, and why is it important in your disability claim? Spasticity is caused by damage to the nerves that control the electrical impulses to the muscles. MS damages the myelin sheath surrounding the nerves and it exposes the nerve fiber. I think of it like an electric wire that's lost its insulating cover. Now, not everyone who has MS experiences spasticity in the same way. Yet I will tell you, disability carriers have a nasty habit of using a one-step-fits-all analysis in an MS disability claim. And that's particularly true in cases of episodic spasticity. That can be caused by simple things like sudden movements, position changes, extreme temperatures, extreme humidity, tight clothes, and even infections. I think it's really important that you keep a diary of these triggering events so that your doctor understands this, but that information can be provided to the disability carrier in support of your claim. Your diary or log should track this triggering event. And if it's episodic, the frequency of those episodes and what triggers it. But just as important, you should be tracking the location of the spasticity. And here's the key, how it impacts your ability to function at work and at home. What are the effects and types of spasticity that disability carriers don't appreciate in an MS claim? Well, I will tell you that disability carriers don't appreciate that there are two types of spasticity that can impact the functionality and your ability to do your own or any occupation. There's flexor spasticity, and that happens when the muscles of the limb are bent and it's difficult to straighten. Now, this will most likely happen in the hips and the knees. As a result, that makes sitting, standing, and walking impossible. The stiffness and the jerking can in turn lead to muscle spasms or cramping that can be additionally painful in the entire spectrum of your symptoms. Now, flexor spasticity can happen in the hands. That's important because unfortunately it can result in clawing and making it difficult to hold a coffee cup or a pen or to do keyboarding. That's important to document, particularly if you have an occupation that involves bilateral manual dexterity. Now, the other type of spasticity is extensor spasticity. That's the opposite. In extensor spasticity, the muscles are tightened in a straightened position and it's difficult to bend. So that can make it difficult to walk, to sit, and certainly to use your hands. I think that you should be taking photos and certainly video that document the spasticity and how this spasticity impacts your ability to function. What are the side effects of treatment the disability carriers ignore or downplay in an MS disability claim? Disability carriers expect that you're going to get treatment for the spasticity, and that's going to include medication and Botox. However, they don't always get that muscle relaxers like baclofen or tizanidine can have side effects. Those can cause sleeplessness, nauseousness, or feeling like you're high. Now, the Botox injection can provide temporary relief of muscle spasm, but the relief is just that, temporary. And disability carriers tend to equate these injections with permanent relief of symptoms. That's just not the case. So you want to make sure that your medical records are documenting the extent and nature of the relief, if any, that you're getting and how long that relief has lasted. I will tell you there's medical literature that suggests that Botox is more effective in upper limb spasticity than lower limb spasticity. And again, you want to be documenting if you're getting the injections, the frequency of your symptoms and the nature of those symptoms and your difficulty functioning before the injection. And then once you've had the injection, over time, because as we know, the results of the Botox are generally only temporary. So you want to be able to longitudinally show over time how the relief is fading and how your symptoms and functionality are being impacted by the temporary relief that you are only getting or no longer getting from the injections. I will tell you, the disability carriers don't always get the side effects of medication, the temporary nature of Botox, and the weakness that can result from the injections. So I also think that you, in your diaries, should be keeping a medication diary that also documents the side effects of your treatment. I don't want a disability carrier to rob you of your financial peace of mind by denying or terminating your disability claim for MS. So please take these suggestions seriously. Let's take a break.